And we are live with my less than aesthetic background. You will forgive. Just focus right here, okay? So welcome back to my channel. My name is Asiba. If you're new, this is Asiba's Place. And today we are talking about self-care for military spouses. I am not a huge proponent of the phrase self-care. I don't love it, and here's why. I feel like today, just people in general, we've kind of had our fill of ourselves. Like we have a lot of ourself and acknowledging ourself and thinking of ourself going on. You see self-care, the topic of it, everywhere. Everyone's talking about self-esteem, your self-identity, your self-care, and the way that you think of yourself. Like we're kind of obsessed with ourselves, to be perfectly honest. But in this particular instance, I can see I've lived the experience of needing to take some time out and just do one thing that makes you feel, I don't know, vital, makes you feel alive and important and kind of gives you that bit of energy and resets you so you can get back to whatever the mission is. In our particular case, it's being there for our families. It's being an amazing spouse and supporting when your service member is having a tough go at it, if he is going through training or if he's working on a deployment or he's preparing for a promotion or whatever the case may be. We're kind of, and I think I've talked about this before, the supportive character, and it takes a lot out of a person to not only do that, but to step up and fill in the gaps when your service member is gone. So you're solo parenting, you are maintaining the house. Like there's so many things that we all have to do. We have our obligations and duties and different hats that we wear. And I do think it's important to, when you can, fit in some self-care, for lack of a better word. I wish I could use a different word for it, but if I say self-care, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And a lot of times that's just a few minutes to do a hobby or something that you enjoy, something that you can look forward to, and that once you do that, like, okay, I've got that, I'm feeling good, back to the mission, right? Okay, so as usual, I've got my notes right here. I just want to share. So here are a few reasons why self-care obviously is important, in ways that it can be useful without it being a whole indulgent diva spa day. Nothing against spa days. Spa days are great. We don't have time to do that. We don't have the option of doing that every single day. I'm still recovering, you guys, from my my cold. All right, so obviously, like I said before, it's going to help with resilience. You're going to be a lot more capable of bouncing back once you've had a few minutes or maybe an hour to just kind of indulge in something that makes you feel good. It's gonna make you that much more resilient when something unexpected or disappointing or challenging comes. Next, it's gonna be really good for your mental health. And again, nothing against people who suffer from mental health. I'm not here to, disparage those people. But I think mental health is overused, over-described whenever we have issues. But on the other hand, if you're overwhelmed or feeling anxious about all of your obligations or the things that are before you that you need to take care of, taking a minute to enjoy something, or I don't know, if you're into crafting or if you really enjoy what is it called? Oh my gosh, scrapbooking, things like that. Something that's still productive. I'm not going to suggest that you sit down and scroll social media for an hour every day. I'm not going to suggest that you binge a show on Netflix. Nothing wrong with binging a show, but self-care in my mind is something that you can do that's going to build you up, right? Something that's going to edify you, make you better, help with your creativity, or if you just really enjoy puzzles, like things that are going to get your mind or your body working, and to get you back on track for what you need to do. strengthening relationships. Definitely, I can see that. If you're constantly give, and that's all you have in your day, you don't have anything that you can look forward to where you're giving to yourself, there's going to be burnout. And not only are you going to feel burnt out, but you're going to, what's the word? There's going to be resentment, basically. You're going to resent the role that you have, the work that you have to do, and ultimately your position as a military spouse, because there's more to it than just saying, I do to your service member. And just a few tips for incorporating self-care into your routine every single day. Here I've got, obviously, you need to figure out what the need is. What is it that you enjoy, that you have need of, that's going to boost you up every day if you're able to do it and help you to jump back into the game. For me, throughout different times of my life, it's been fitness. Sometimes, depending on what stage we were in life, I used to just, I had a Pinterest board, and when we were like preparing for a move or something, I really enjoyed, I've got a kid outside knocking on my door. I really enjoyed planning what our home was going to be like. Excuse me, can we please stop? Thank you. And so I would get on Pinterest and just put furniture and things like that together. I might have to cut this short. Oh my goodness. Making time for yourself obviously is important. My sweet spot for the day is capping it at an hour. I don't do these sorts of things longer than an hour a day. Sometimes it's only 30 minutes, but it's enough to kind of rejuvenate me and make me feel like, okay, I can get back and do what I need to do. Have compassion for yourself. Like, life is hard. In life where you're wearing a bunch of hats and you're constantly giving to other people is incredibly hard. So it's okay to take a step back, take a breath, and just do what you need to do to get yourself together mentally. If it's a physical need, just have compassion for yourself and do that. Feel better. And then on to what you need to do next, right? Seek support when it's necessary. You guys, this is why I'm here, so that we military spouses are aware that we're not the only ones in this, right? Like, we have a community of other military wives who can kind of get together and support one another, who can encourage each other. And maybe sometimes there's a little bit of commiserating there, because it's tough. And it's important to reach out to people and get support when you need to. And finally, before my door busts open, celebrate your progress, right? A sort of reward system for yourself is so important. And when you feel yourself getting better and needing less time to self-care before getting back on track, that is a point of celebration, most definitely. Not only celebrating yourself, but celebrate your friends if they experience the same thing. Okay, so I'm gonna have to wrap it up early since I've got baby and toddler out there ready to come inside. But I do have a guide below, and just talks about exactly what I do every single day to make sure I'm able to incorporate self-care into my daily life and prevent myself from burning out and, I don't know, being really upset and resentful about my position in the grand scheme of things. So if you want to check that out, as always, the blog post will also be below. Please subscribe if you love these videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.